Can online schooling replace offline schooling? Hello everyone, I am Shreyan Das from 4A and I am here to explain if online schooling can replace offline schooling. COVID-19 is not new for us. It changed our lives in many ways, including work, entertainment, celebrations, and school. And we are trying to get rid of this situation while also adjusting to it. We are also arguing about when the virus will end. Schooling is an example. Soon people found out this is no normal infection and it is a pandemic. Schools rushed to switch from offline classes to online classes. Teachers and professors started adapting to online teaching, learning, grading, and much more. Many people are saying that colleges are going to be doing online classes for a long time. Most of our future is not random. It is going to be a mix of both, online and offline. We don't know much about it, but it will have both the unique characteristics of online classes and offline classes for a healthy mix. People speculate that online colleges will go on much longer than we originally expected. But it is safe to say that schools will open from the highest classes to the lowest classes like they usually do. Excluding colleges, it's a different case. But online classes will never be able to replace the experience of offline classes. Let me tell you why. Use any device, learn any skill, but it is not that easy. Platforms like Codecademy, Harvard University, ShooTangX, Swayam, Pluralsight Skills, MIT OpenCourseWare, Skillshare, Coursera, edX, and LinkedIn Learning are allowing people living in outskirts of the world to take university courses. But to take them, you need a desktop, good internet, and a quiet place to sit in for an hour and a half. It is not good for people with bad internet or people in a noisy area. Only the people in a good area can make the best out of online classes. Record Zoom classes, different from offline schooling. It is easy to shift from online schooling for normal compulsory subjects, but people can't do online dance, sports, cooking, foreign languages, film clubs, cooking clubs, academics, fishing, Spanish activities, jazz dance, Bollywood dance, and ballet dance, and also many other hobby classes, clubs, and ECAs. In face-to-face classes, you can go on a field trip, tour the campus, and apply subjects in real life. Now, students can only listen to lectures, read, and do other boring stuff about academics. Has online schooling increased the screen time of students? No, I don't think online school has increased the screen time of students. Kids are always glued to the screen, whether it be a phone, a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, a TV, or even a console. Kids were addicted to devices even before this pandemic. They have been using their devices from 4 to 6 hours a day, even though they should only be using their screen for 2 hours a day at most. In online classes, schools mostly depend on things unrelated to the screen. They conduct various activities. In preschool, they do painting sessions. In kindergarten, they play number games. Some schools have classes solely based on exercise, and some teach kids to cook. Even my class had a cooking activity one day. Children only need to look at a screen during presentations, but those are made so that the kids will learn new topics to do activities with. There's some screen time, but there's also enough activities to match it up. What we should really understand is that if we don't have these classes, we will stop the growth of the child's progress. Kids are very fast learners, so that is why students or the school should never skip a day. And to learn new things, children need the correct type of encouragement, which only teachers can give. They had training to provide students more customized encouragement based on their marks, age group, and many more key factors. Watching the screen for a long period of time can be harmful. And now that schools have shifted to video calling apps, it creates lots of screen time for the child, and that is not a healthy way of school. Also, students can feel alone from online learning. They don't have their friends around them like they are learning by themselves. Even the teachers can't do much. They can't control the students as much as they can in in offline classes. Parents may be working in online office, so even they can't control the students that much during online classes. These things change the total experience of learning. Many children, especially the students in villages, do not have many online facilities. They don't have sufficient education during the COVID-19 pandemic. Even though some families have devices, there might not be enough for every family member to use. Their parents might be working online and have to use their devices. So every house should have many devices. So it is actually possible for the whole country to learn online in the pandemic. Many preschools also have online school. So what are the dangers of giving kids devices at such a young age? Giving very small children devices is not good. The rays from devices can create long-lasting eye problems for them. Using devices can also affect the brain and mental health of a child. Most parents give their child an iPad to get them to eat without a tantrum. But this can ultimately create social, emotional, and mental problems. Schools should also think this when they make online classes for their students. They should make sure students use their device the least they can by adding many activities during the timetable. The Karnataka High Court has asked for some rules about online schooling. What rules should you think they should include? I think that there are several problems surrounding online schooling, which I didn't cover. There was a rush to change to online schooling in only a few days. That is why some courts asked the government for instructions. They want to know everything about online classes. Many schools are opening themselves, but metropolitan cities like Delhi, Pune, Bengaluru are quickly increasing in the number of COVID cases. Is it okay to open schools? What's really dangerous is that the world has shifted to devices, not only smartphones and computers. Even television is counted as screen time. No Indian is talking about how to lower the causes of corona and resume offline classes. School is not just about presentations on a computer. It is about a lot more. It is mostly about social life, like interacting with friends and teachers. Since online schooling has started, all of that is removed from the timetable. And that could have an impact on the student's brain and thinking skills. Now is the time to think of a way to make online schooling safe again, not to shift the entire population to online classes. Many schools might be opening around the world, but that is not the case in India. The schools which have opened in other countries are very cautious about the whole corona situation. An example is that they have a box of tissues in every classroom. Students can throw away the used tissue papers from these boxes. The amount of rubbish is ginormous, but it is a rule for everything to be discarded safely. Can Indian schools provide such a dangerous and difficult task? If kids sit in a classroom wearing masks, they would touch it even though they shouldn't, right? What will schools be like after they reopen when the COVID-19 pandemic ends? There are many people in the world who cannot access technology, and that is a big problem. Students whose parents are travelers may have moved far away from the country their school was in. I know that government school teachers are trying to talk to students whose phone numbers they have but cannot talk to them. They cannot reach them. But they have vanished into thin air. They can't be contacted by their teachers. And they are children who are going to leave the school soon. We don't know if students will go back to their school city. Teachers are already doing a lot making online classes, mostly about offline activities. But are the kids learning from it? The problem is that school neglects some students and student groups. That's why many children don't attend classes. Schools only care about children with enough resources who can attend every class, do every activity, do every project, and finish every assignment. They just forget about the poor people, the neglected people. They are the ones who they should give more priority to. And then online classes is not the solution. Giving resources to the poor and the neglected is the solution. Some NGOs or non-government organizations are already handing out electronic tablets and smartphones to children. The problem is that they don't have enough devices. If more NGOs like this are created, then only the problem will be solved. What are the alternatives so that students don't get low marks in this or any other pandemic in the future? During this pandemic, the WHO, the CDC, and many other huge organizations have accepted defeat. It's clear to everyone that our body is not built for these types of situations. It is obvious they can't even handle such a situation in school. After reading this, please look for a solution. We need to change our education system so we won't have to be stuck at home during these situations. We just need students to be safe in such a pandemic. We need to make sure there's a good amount of teachers. But it is not only about clear instructions, also about making classes fun but educational. Many students during the pandemic who don't have devices or enough devices may drop out. This is against the basic rights of education. Conclusion: the answer is no. Online classes cannot replace offline classes. You can do online classes wherever you want, but there are still many cons I talked about. I'm not saying online schooling is bad. I'm just saying personally that the cons are larger and outnumber the pros in online schooling. So I made it. So hopefully you understood what I said. It is a message to everyone, every teacher, school, student, and every viewer. So bye. Here are the links to the websites I took help from. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Bye.